Greetings and welcome to Let's Play My Channel logo. It's been a month. It was a I would say tumultuous month. um, I was in the hospital for 3 days. Luckily, only 3 days. Um, yeah, I don't want to get into too much detail on YouTube. I have no problem talking about this. But let's say the blood was coming out of orifices where it should not come out, and it went on during the whole night. And in the morning, I was like, yeah, it's still going on. Maybe I should call my doctor. And before I called my doctor, I went to take a shower, and then I just felt like my shutters getting my whole system was shutting down, and I apparently somehow managed to still lay down because I woke up on my floor. um and yeah, I woke up totally dizzy. I lay down in bed. Everything was just woo. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'm calling 911. Well, 112 in Germany. And yeah, I did. And they took me to the hospital. My blood pressure was dead almost. And not dead. I was dying. But my blood pressure was really, really low. And they couldn't get it up properly. And then they were like, yeah, we have to keep you for a few days. And I was like, yeah, okay, it's fine. um, So they did a lot of tests with me, CT scans, two of them. They did, I don't know how to call it. They checked my stomach. They checked the other side for internal bleeding, but didn't find anything. And after 3 days, they wanted to keep me longer, and I was like, I'm fucking dying in here. It's so boring. I have nothing to do. The only I'm so glad that in my haze, I managed to grab my tablet and some cables to load it and put that into my bag before I left. At least I had something to look at. Um, but yeah, everything was fine. Everything was fine. It was just yeah, something that may burst, and then when you go to the toilet, you suddenly have blood there. Like I said, I have no problem talking about this, but I don't know how YouTube is about this. Apparently, something like this happened, and due to having to go to the toilet a lot during this time and during the night and the morning, it never closed, and that's why I lost a lot of not a lot of blood, but enough blood that my system was like, yeah, I'm feeling a little bit dizzy. Um, Long story short, they also, of course, did a lot of blood tests, and I was telling everyone I'm in the ketogenic diet at the moment. I lost 20 kilos. I'm happy about that. And of course, it came up that my blood was a little bit more acidic than it should be. And but they didn't say don't do the ketogenic diet because everyone was going, ouch, I have a chopstick that I'm playing around with and I just bash it against my eyeball. Ah, okay. Back to back to explaining. They were very positive about the ketogenic diet, especially with my type 2 diabetes. And they said that I should stop taking some of my medicine I take for the type 2 diabetes, because that stops the liver from from doing glycogenesis. The body creates carbs itself if you give it enough protein. So that's the thing, and yeah, and they also, well, at least they told me, hey, stop doing that. I was like, okay, I will stop doing that. They also didn't give me the medicine anymore, and luckily, the next week I had an appointment already with my diabetes doctor, and I called them. I was like, "Hey, I have a report from the the hospital. Can I come over? What's up?" And they were like, "Yeah, sure." I bought them the report, and a few days later, I had the meeting with my diabetician, diabetologist. You know what I'm talking about. And they were like, "Yeah, okay, so we can give you two options. We can give you two options. Either you stop the ketogenic diet, carry on taking the medicine, and you can eat normal again, or you stop taking the medicine, you keep up with your ketogenic diet, and yeah, that's it." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't want to take the medicine anymore. I stick with the ketogenic diet. It does a lot of good things for me. Like I said, my mind is clearer. The depressions are, yeah, sortish gone. My ADHD is a lot better. I have a lot easier time to focus. I have a lot more energy, and I'm waiting for the weather to calm down a little bit. I can't deal 30, 31, 32 degrees Celsius. It's just too much, but I so want to take a walk outside. So I'm really looking forward to autumn. And I already made some plans with lifting weights. I read or watch a lot of videos about calisthenics because I kind of like the idea to being more flexible and having. I don't want to put down bodybuilding, but having muscles that actually, do something, like having muscles so I can push myself off the ground, like with and stuff like that, or picking myself up again when if I'm on the ground and stuff like that. I kind of like this idea a little bit more than just bodybuilding for, oh yeah, I have the biggest muscles, which is fine. You can do whatever you want. So yeah, I was reading about calisthenics again, also a little bit of other stuff, walking around. I'm looking around for a few. I'm looking around for an app where you can just say, "Hey, I'm living here. Can you give me a few routes to walk along?" So I can choose a route like, "Hey, today I feel like walking 6 kilometers. Today I feel like walking 10 kilometers." But either they cost like $25 per month, and I'm like, "Yeah, no, definitely not." Or they are shit. Oh well. Anyways, yeah. So theoretically, Inofficial, my long-time blood sugar is in the green area again. It was at 11 once, and it's down to 5.7, which is, like I said, the green area. I'm not taking any medicine anymore for my diabetes type 2. So there is I guess unofficially you can say, as long as I'm keto, I'm not diabetic anymore. I also have to say I'm not a doctor. I'm not a diabetologist. I'm not a dietitian. I'm just stating what I did, what works for me, and what worked for me. So don't be like, "Oh, I'm definitely stopping. I'm definitely doing what Ela did," and yeah, no, 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 don't. You can talk with the doctors about it. Be like, "Hey, there are studies, meta studies, and so on and so forth." Then again, you can find studies for everything. There are studies that, especially with diets, you can find studies that veganism is the best diet. You can find studies that veganism is the worst thing. You can find studies that ketogenic diet is the best, it's the worst, it's this, go carnivore, don't go carnivore, do this. And then I know I follow a lot of um, people who propose healthy lifestyles and whatnot, and they don't really like the carnivore diet because they're like, yeah, carbs are not bad for you and you should eat whatever. That's fine. That's the thing. It's fine if you are able to. But the thing with me, at least, and I'm pretty sure there are a lot of other people like that, I just can't hold myself back when it comes to carbs or very carby food. And I'm not talking about potatoes and rice. I'm talking about fucking cookies and stuff. And I have to treat myself like a recovered alcoholic in I don't touch this stuff anymore. I'm never going to touch this stuff anymore. If I get in a weight range where I'm like, okay, I'm comfortable with this now, I can deal with that. Um, Maybe I will increase my carb intake a little bit because I also read a study that being in a ketogenic diet and not losing weight can be detrimental for your insulin resistance. I don't know. There was one study that I heard about, but yeah. Um, but yeah, that's that. Yeah, I may increase my carb intake. They also mentioned in the hospital that if I carry on doing the ketogenic diet with my medicine, I should put a break into the diet. Um, and I was like, okay, how do I do this? If I do take a break from the ketogenic diet, I will do it in a way where I only add stuff to my diet that I can easily remove again. And currently, my food intake is I take 1 to 2 protein shakes per day. I eat at least one meal, which consists of green salad, tomatoes, onions, bacon, and cheese, with a little bit of um, not mustard, mayonnaise, and that's my only meal. It's not a big bowl; it's a normal sized bowl because, well, but that's my yeah carb intake for the day. And if I'm feeling especially hungry, I just do some eggs in butter. Yeah. So I was like, okay, what can I add to this to get out of ketosis, but still stay relatively low carb? And that was like the protein shakes I do with water, and I would replace the water with milk, and I may add 1 banana per shake. That's it. Because I know if I go back and add bread to my diet, I will miss bread again, and I want to eat bread again and stuff like that. Um, the cravings are still there, but I think that's mainly due to my ADHD. He's my inner I call him Sören. My inner Sören is like, oh, you need it, and I'm like, no, I don't. Fuck you. I'm staying ketogenic. And I guess this ketogenic is just this bar, this border that I have that if I go over it, I know it won't be good, but this border also keeps me in check, you know. With low carb, I would be like, oh man, I maybe if I don't eat a banana today, I could add one cookie and then I ate the whole package and 3 packages more. So yeah, cold turkey, no. I have to treat myself like a fucking uh alcoholic. Um yeah, so that's that. So I was in the hospital. Everything is fine. They haven't found anything big in the tests. It was an interesting experience because they didn't that they couldn't put me under narcosis because of my weight. They were like, yeah, we are not touching that. You have to deal with for the stomach check. They could put down my throat a little bit. They could uh, narcoleptic this a little bit, but the other entrance they couldn't do anything. And that was something. But hey, at least I know that everything is fine. So yay. Um, and the good thing is I haven't got the recipe yet. A friend of mine was like, yeah, that's like $10 per day because it was something you had to do. And yeah, so I pay like $10. I will pay $30 or so. Hey, healthcare, political. Anyways, yeah. So I wanted to keep you guys updated. Uh, I also had a plateau when it comes to weight, which is normal. I don't understand it. Apparently, the body is able to optimize itself with the calories that it gets and either tones down a few things, which I don't understand because I have a lot more energy than before. Beforehand, I was just like sleeping all day and feeling miserable. Now I'm feeling great and uh, want to walk, want to work out and stuff like that. I don't know how my body is like, yeah, how about we stop giving him stuff for the heart or so. I don't know how it works. Um, and so that's normal to have hit a plateau. A friend of mine was like, yeah, that can stay for several months, and yeah. Apparently, I have the feeling I broke through it today because I finally lost weight again. I have to keep track of it the next days. There is also this whoosh effect. There is no studies that either say yes, this happens or no, this doesn't happen. It's all anecdotal evidence, but especially with ketogenic diet, the explanation is that your body keeps the fat cells but fills it with water. So the body is like, yeah, maybe I need those fat cells. So even though I'm losing fat, I fill it up with water. And after a while, he was like, yeah, okay, I can't keep this up anymore. And then you just piss like a motherfucker. And then you lose weight again. Maybe that happened. I can definitely say yesterday was a very interesting day in that regard. But yeah. Anyways, I just wanted to keep you guys up to date. About my game, I haven't done anything about on it because, like I said, I if I sit on the PC and I'm just sitting there sweating, I have no intention to do anything. I barely feel like playing a game. I barely feel like watching videos unless I'm laying down watching streams on my tablet, and I hate it. I hate the heat. But luckily, it slowly cools down, and so hopefully soonish, and everything will be alright again for a few months. Um, Once I get something going with the game, maybe the thing is I kind of want to surprise the person that I'm kind of making the fan game for, but maybe I do the thing what I'm doing with my game is I put in a lot of thought into the code structure because I'm like, yeah, a shop in this game will behave the same as a shop in another game. You know, you just inject the items and the prices into the shop, but the shop handling itself, for example, is totally doesn't have the shop doesn't know what items it will sell, but it will sell if you give it to them. So I put in a lot of thought into structuring my code that I can take parts of the code for other games. So maybe I do a totally different game and show you guys this and then use the same code in my other fan game. It's nothing that I will put in for sale yet. I just playing around with a few ideas. Um, I have to ask a few people around in some communities that I am. One thing I'm really interested in is take like an Amiga game that had a really, really good idea, a unique idea, but due to the, let's say, constraints back in the day, they couldn't really do this idea justice. And I was like, yeah, how about we take something like this and just modernize it? And it's not. I'm not talking about like a platformer. Oh yeah, this platformer looked interesting, but no, 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 no. Ports of Call. I don't know if you guys know this one. This is like a ship simulation where you buy stuff and sell stuff again. But then again, that was pretty good executed in my opinion. But stuff like that, like adding a few quality of life things to this and so on. Bill Bull played. Oh, I don't know how it was called. You were riding a train in a post-apocalyptic world where everything froze because people were blocking out the sun to reduce global warming. And the idea of the game was quite nice, but execution was not so nice. Something like that. Modernize something like that. Take this and modernize it. I don't know. That was my idea for a few things. But yeah. Anyways, I'm talking way too long now. Um, so yeah, I will keep you guys updated with some of the game progress that I do, maybe once a month. And I just wanted to let you guys know that everything is fine. The hospital visit was okay. I didn't eat for 48 hours during this visit. That was quite interesting. Um, and yeah, yeah, just wanted to keep you guys up to date. Anyways, I thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see each other soon. So take care and goodbye.